This is an example of how you cut the back of the plug off of an inlay that was done with a v-carve. So you've seen me take a heavy weight off of the piece of walnut. On the other side of the walnut is the v-carve plug that is put down into the v-carved pocket that is in there that spells out some letters. So you can see now I'm taking the clamps off so that the piece of walnut is sitting on top, and I've taken that away, and the pieces underneath it are pieces of walnut flooring that I have used as part of this process. They were cut with the mirror image or the reverse of the pocket that is cut into this cutting board. Now I'm going to take that 2-inch fly cutter. This is a gigantic, for my machine, gigantic fly cutter. It's got carbides that sit at 3 points, and now it's mounted. You can see it mounted where the dust collection hood is open. You can see it spinning inside there, and it's going to go over and come down and start taking 1/32 of an inch off of the back of the plug. You can see the walnut is beginning to fly where it's contacting it, and yet it's not a lot of pressure on that wood because it's only taking 1/32, and those carbide points only have maybe 1/10 of an inch, probably less, at the point that is making contact with the wood. So it's cutting across it and it's spinning about 15,000 RPMs, but it's not taking that much. So now I've fast forwarded. Now you can see I've taken the dust hood off so that you can see better, and you can see the fly cutter spinning, and it's taking the top of the back of the plug effectively off. Now I've jumped forward in time, and you can see as it cuts through the back of the plug and it leaves the letters that are stuck down, glued down into the pocket part, down into the cutting board. And you can see as it expands its path, watch it chew away the back of that plug and start to expose the letters. I think in some ways this is the most fun part of doing these v-carve inlays, when you get to see the back of the letters, and you can see that it's following a path. It takes it 3 complete circuits to cover all of the letters. You can watch it carve away the back of the top of that K in the back there, and now it'll come closer to us and it's carving away a little bit more. That plug obviously stuck up a little more than the other one did. It's getting lower now. Jump forward again just a little bit so you don't get bored at 1/32 of an inch. It takes a while. And now you can see as it's cleaning those letters up, it's getting easier to read them. The bottom word will get a little bit easier to read as it clears that off as well. So that's what you get as you just keep taking 1/32 away, and that's traveling at real time. When it got really close to the cutting board here, I started a different tool path that cuts it down at 1/128 of an inch per circuit. And so in some places you can't even tell that it's cutting, but if you get the right angle on it, sometimes you can see that it's taking off that 1/28 of an inch as it passes by. And I think the outside lap is easier to see, so the one coming back up, not this one but the next one down, I think you'll be able to see as it's cutting it really close. I didn't want to cut into the cutting board. I prefer to get it really low and then just sand off the rest. And most of what you see now is glue from where the plug was glued in, and of course you can see that the walnut goes down into that birch butcher block, and it's just cutting just barely above the birch now, taking off the last little bit of glue and walnut, and this is about as low as I would want to go before sanding. So it's making that circuit. It's about the last time around. You can see it isn't cutting very much. If you could see my machine, you'd see it has some dust because the dust hood's not on there, and this is a little bit dusty of a project. Okay, it's finished cutting it down. It's ready for sanding. There's what the finished product looked like, and I was able to install it in the kitchen. So that's one.